last words to me were, "Be calm." And they were knocking down the door of their temple. There was 500 monks sitting there with thousands of soldiers outside getting ready to break in and get them. This is something you're really going to want to hear. And I understand if you don't get it, but I think almost everybody should get this. A lot of energy, a lot of power for me, fuel to ride my bike every day to where I'm going. I've been hanging out, relaxing for a couple days, but it's not always like that. I'm going from one place to the next, or always trying to plan where I'm going to go. It takes a lot of energy, and then I got to pedal there with a heavy load. But we're all doing that, right? We all got all the stuff we got to do every day, you know, all the tasks. And I want to ask a lot of people here and comment, please, are you just like worn out? And when I leave the news, or I leave I'm out on the bike, I leave everything, and I'm really pushing hard for a day or two, not thinking about anything. I don't listen to anything when I'm riding. I do a lot of meditations in the saddle, and then I'll get somewhere, I'll get situated, and make the mistake of like flicking on a TV if I'm at a hotel, or looking at my phone and the news. And it just gets wilder and wilder every day. It's at an all-time high weirdness, wackiness, and off the charts. So it's affecting everybody in their day-to-day life, obviously. I mean, you can just see and talk to anybody and go, "Hey, what's going on? How you doing?" And they're like, "Oh, pretty good, but gosh," you know. It's always about what's going on out there, not what's going on in here. When I'm out on the bike, I'm in here. You know, I'm inside here. I'm not out there so much. I am aware of the traffic and the things like that. But, you know, I've got 1 foot in and 1 foot out. I say that in a lot of videos. And I think that's going to be the message in this video, along with a quick little note about what my friend, my Lama, said to me, "Be calm," his last words. And the Lama I talk about in this story, I'll just give you a quick rundown of what happened to him and what he went through in China as a kid back in the 40s and 50s is... You know, he fled China, and they were coming after him and all his monks, and they were inside the temple, and this had been going on for a long time, and they were finally coming in on him, all the soldiers, all of them, coming in on the temple, and they could hear him outside breaking down the huge, massive wood door. And the monks sat in meditation, pure meditation, not out there, not worried about what was out there. They broke in, they demolished the whole place, they killed a bunch of monks. And there were a handful of monks still sitting in meditation with their eyes focused straight at soldiers gone, the building gone, everything gone except these 5 monks. These 5 monks fled to Dharamsala, India. And one of those monks was my friend, who's a Lama, who just died a couple years ago, said, "Be calm. Be aware of what's happening in the world in order to function," right? And I'm just like anybody. I got to go to the bank, and I got to do things. Even though I live on a bike, I'm sort of nomadic. I have responsibilities. I'm not just laying out there in my tent all day, not thinking about anything. I'm doing stuff. So I've got to have 1 foot in the news and what's happening, weather, all that kind of stuff. But even looking at the weather, there's going to be like an ad in the weather on your phone that has something to do with news. You know, you just can't get away from it. So, and then the other thing is, everything is just so unreal. No one believes in anything anymore. And it's something that this Lama said to me. And I'm not a Buddhist or anything, but I was lucky enough to be around a Tibetan Lama who was in his 90s when he died. And I did a lot of work for him and stuff. And I would hear things via other people that he would say also. But, you know, his whole thing was, hey, you know, it's going to get crazier. And I'm going to be gone, and all you people that, you know, follow me, you're going to be on your own. It's like your mom or your dad. You're going to be on your own. And you're going to have to figure it out yourself. And his last words were, "Be calm." Be calm through all this illusional stuff that it does hurt. You know, you can feel it when it pokes you, right? But in the physical world, that's the way it's going to be. And so how we handle it how do I get out, pedal my bike, and some days if I watch too much news or I'm too absorbed in some event that's going on, like the Epstein files, all of a sudden I found out all these things about movie stars and things that I used to like, these people that I used to, look up to a little bit. I was never really into Hollywood, but, whoever, it doesn't have to be Hollywood, it can be somebody you looked up to, a scientist or something. And I was told years ago by several people that really kind of tried to instill in me a little bit more than the outside world. This stuff's going to manifest. It's going to happen. People are going to get crazy and wacky. We've always known that. So, for you, the best thing to do is stay calm. And I think those are the best words. And having one foot in, but also one foot out of all that media and all that stuff that's going on right now, because it's meant to pull the energy out of you. And if I let it do that, I wouldn't be moving anywhere. I'd be stuck all the time. If I get stuck anywhere, it's to rest. But I can't let that draw all my good energy out of me. So if this could be just the biggest message throughout all my videos, is step away from it. And you'll notice, if you do, you step away from it for a little bit and even a day, and then you come back into it and you notice, wow, nothing really changed. That's the thing, is nothing really changes. You've been watching the news for how many years now? Soaking up, all your energy, all this time, politics and everything, but nothing really changes. You do have to play a part in it to be in society, but you don't have to let it take your life over. And all of a sudden, you get to your last days and you're like, whoa, I let all that take my life, all my energy on my phone, on my pad, on the news. I guess if that's where you want to be, that's another story. But I don't think most people want to be there. I don't think most people want, to feel down and bad. And it's on purpose. It's on purpose. You can take control of it. You can do something. It's hard to feel good if you're sick. I understand that. But don't add this stuff to it that's going on right now. Get peace and centered. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. And I really appreciate you guys.